Okay everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're back on GT Sport and we're back with a track guide for the upcoming FIA manufacturers race at Sardinia Race C in reverse. So this is a track that I've never really bothered with. I've never even done this track really, so this is a new experience learning this track this way around. A very short track and quite an unusual track to be driving in Group 3. It's got a reasonable flow to the track, but there is going to be some issues in race conditions that we'll point out on the track guide. However, I decided I would try and improve my lap a little bit. We've got it down a little bit faster and try and give you some pointers in terms of improving your lap and also looking after the tyres. Also, it's going to be very important for MR cars to look after their rear tyres around this track to get the most out of each stint. It's looking like a two-stopper. I think the hybrid tyre might not be working by the time this race is on Saturday. I'm hoping it'll get patched in so that everyone is restricted to the proper strategies that they have to run with the compulsory usage of tyre. So we'll start this lap anyway, looking to brake around the 150 board. You're going to see as we go down the main straight, we're going to brake just before the 150 board. So as we come in, we're going to slow it down around about now, and you're going to see the 150 board there, and we're going to hit the brakes there. So in between the 200 and 150 board is where you're going to first input the brakes, and then you're going to brake quite aggressively and trail brake all the way around. At this point of the track, you can see we're in the middle of the road, and you're going to try and trail brake all the way around and take quite a late apex because you want to be able to carry as much speed as possible. So you see now I'm starting to put a bit of power, and it's a very unusual corners, but you do tend to want to stay quite close to the curb on the right hand side and then get on the power nice and early and take as much speed out of this corner as possible. It's really important to get the momentum all the way down this straight, and this is flat out now through these corners, no need to lift at all. Also through this right hander, it is completely flat. You see, just trying to make sure you skim that white line on the right hand side to carry as much angle through the corner as possible. Really, you won't think it gains you much, but it does actually gain you a little bit of time. Now into the next braking zone, I use this little bit of white lines where it turns into a triangle as my reference for braking and downshifting into third gear. And again, this is a very important corner. You need to get your right hand tyre as close to that white line. You don't really want to get it on the curb. Just skimming the white line and on throttle as early as possible and carry that throttle all the way to the outside. Try not to lift, and then you'll get as much exit speed as possible. And then into this very tricky corner where you need to be very cautious, especially in the race for rear tyre wear. You want to be quite gentle on downshifting. You'll see keeping the right hand tyre near that white line. And then we're going to just downshift about this point, a little lift off the throttle and braking at this point as well. You'll see there, off the throttle, brakes input, down into fourth gear, and try and keep the car as much over to the left hand side as possible because you need to widen the line for this final corner where we're back on the brakes, down into second gear, and again, you're trying to clip this apex. You see there, right hand tyre pretty much touching the curb and then getting on the throttle as early as possible. You see how we're on the throttle so early there and carrying the speed all the way down to the main straight. We're going to go over the line for a fairly okay lap. It's a 51.2, I think it is. Not a particularly amazing lap, but for the McLaren, I think it's fairly solid. The McLaren, I don't think is going to be the strongest car, but I don't think it's going to be the worst car. It feels okay around this track. So let's have a little watch from the chase camera, and we'll point out some tips for the race. One thing you really want to be careful is your downshifting in the MR cars. Aggressive downshifting for these corners is really going to take a lot of life out the rear tyres, especially with turn 1 where you're on the throttle while turning. You need to be very cautious on your downshifting, so try and downshift slowly and hold higher gears for as long as possible before going into the apex and then using the downshift to slow you down nearer the apex. So for example, into this corner up here, you'll see when we did the practice races yesterday, we did I started getting used to it, looking after the Riz. I was just pretty much coasting through from this point, downshift to fourth, and just let it coast. Try not to be aggressive on the brakes, because when you're aggressive, you will take a lot of life out of them rear tyres. But it's going to be an interesting race. It's looking like a two-stopper. One-stopper is possible, probably, if you can look after your tyres. However, I think the two-stopper is going to be a favourable strategy. Probably going soft tyre, and then the hard tyre for the last stint. Medium tyres are available, but I wouldn't recommend using them. The soft tyre will gain you a lot more time. So hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section if it's helped you improve your lap time. Also, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that notification on screen at the moment to subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos when I upload and also stream. Thanks again for watching, everyone.